I like to think of this as a fun time show. You know, we give honest critiques, but I'm never just outright down on a figure. I try to see the good in it, but holy shit, this is bad. From the Figure Toy Company, or FTC, and their Legends of Wrestling toy line, this is Scott Norton, and I want to love this figure so badly. So, who is Scott Norton, if you're not a wrestling fan, right? Scott Norton is a very minor WCW wrestler. He did most of his work in Japan. Even when he was contracted for WCW, he was part of a talent exchange between WCW and New Japan. And Scott Norton was a major member of the NWO Japan. And he, in fact, won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship in New Japan. So, almost all of Norton's success comes from overseas. Though that being said, he is, of course, a member of the NWO. He did get screen time. He got featured matches. Just not as much as you would think for someone who was doing so much overseas. And likewise, he doesn't have many figures just because he wasn't a top-tier NWO member. And you might look at this and say like, oh, so I bet Jax made a figure, right? Or, you know, this is like a 20-year-old figure or something, right? That's why he's so rough-looking? No. This came out in 2022. This is a new figure. This is a new figure, and it feels like garbage. Take a closer look, and it doesn't look like Scott Norton. It doesn't look like Scott Norton. Now, this is very Jax style. I could see how you could say, like, oh, it's stylized. Even if it's stylized, I still don't see Scott Norton in this head sculpt. I'm sorry. I see more like Tommy Dreamer, weirdly enough. And then just going over the rest of the body. The shoulders are so stiff and so fragile that it feels like I can't move them without breaking them. Same thing goes with the bicep. Same thing goes with the elbow. And in fact, speaking of breaking, look at this great quality control. The wrist is coming out of the arm. Love that. That's always so cool to see. Same issues with the other arm. The only parts of this figure that aren't unbelievably tight are the knees and the ankles. Because, of course, with a heavy figure, you want those to be as loose as they can be, right? Ah, that's so cool. I'm so happy that I spent $30 on this. Credit where it's due. The onesie looks nice. I do like the trunks. They're pretty solid all around. But you notice these black marks on his thighs? The dye they used has bled over onto the figure. So you don't get that up here on the shoulders, thankfully. At least you don't get it right now. But you do see scuff marks on the shoulders from the plastic, which is also super cool. He does come with a pair of sunglasses. You put them on. Oh, perfect. He gets to stay in the background forever.